Hi, everybody. Today I'm going to be arguing why water conservation is a pressing community issue in the Southwest and why more needs to be done to preserve this precious natural resource. Fresh water is the lifeblood of the southwestern U.S. The Southwest is a beautiful region of the country to live in. However, much of this region is becoming hotter and drier at a staggering rate, compounded by population increases. Our water use is increasing and our supplies are being depleted. In the US, really don't think of water as a highly valuable resource and can tend to be very wasteful with it. So, how many of you thought twice before turning on the tap this morning and thought that, for a split second that maybe nothing would come out? Yeah, no, I mean, it's kind of just expected that every time we turn on the tap, there's going to be water available. Firstly, I'm going to be talking about the critical importance of water in the Southwest, why it's a major concern, and why more needs to be done to preserve this precious natural resource. Secondly, I'm going to outline a visualization of a future in which water scarcity is not taking place and we're not implementing stringent restrictions on water use. And lastly, I'm going to discuss what you can do to help resolve this problem from becoming a much bigger problem in the near future. So, the Southwest is an outstanding place to live, but much of our fresh water is being depleted at a staggering rate, and it's exacerbated by climate change and population increases. Simply put, the more people that live in a region, the more water that is going to be used. Climate change is causing, very drastic shifts in the distribution of rainfall, and it's becoming hotter and drier overall. I think we need to be very cognizant and vigilant about our water use before we run out of it. So that brings me to my first point, which is water use. Um, I had always thought that we had utilize the most amount of water, like in irrigation, manufacturing, industry, but it actually turns out that the grand majority of it is actually used for our personal needs, like showers and toilet flushing. Those are the two big ones that comprise the grand majority of our water use. Um, Also, population increases in the Southwest are very pertinent now more than ever. According to Paul J. Mackin with the United States Census Bureau, for every decade between 1950 and 2010, the growth rate of the desert Southwest was at least twice as great as that for the United States as a whole. In the 3 decades of those periods, the growth rate of the region was at least triple the U.S. growth, and an additional 19 million people are projected to live in the Southwest by 2030. And then on top of the population increases, it's also being exacerbated by climate change. We're seeing things now that we haven't ever prior in history. According to Glenn M. McDonald with the PNAS.org, the current southwestern drought is an exceptional for its high temperatures and arguably the most severe in history. Particularly widespread drought occurred in 2002, 2003, 2007, and 2009. During these years, the region's precipitation averaged was as much as 20 to 25% below the 20th century mean, with local deficits being even greater. So this is a huge issue, especially as water's becoming more scarce due to our climate. It's getting hotter, it's getting drier. We're not seeing the precipitation amounts that we're typically used to. So that brings me to my second point, which is a visualization of a future where we have enough water to meet everybody's needs. A future that we're not having any disputes, we're not fighting over it, we're not making restrictions about who can use how much and what times. That's it's going to result in conflict, and it's just not going to be good for our society. We want to have water resources available for later generations, for our kids and our grandkids. We need to conserve water to an extent that we're not worried about dry stretches during droughts like we've seen recently. We know these droughts are going to get worse, and we need to conserve water in a manner that we have water security in dry spells that we experience. We also want to see, self-sustaining cities in the Southwest that are not dependent on other states and other rivers from other states for water. So we have the technology to reuse water and to be more efficient with it. And then lastly, population growth not being a major issue. I mean, it's a really good thing that we have a lot of people coming here to the Southwest to promote commerce and just business growth, development. But these big cities require a lot of water, and we need to figure out a way to manage it in a way that it's available for everyone. Um, so, what can you do to help conserve water? Well, there's a few little things that you can do in your everyday life to help this matter. Firstly, you can shave a minute or two off your shower. That saves a dramatic amount of water. Uh, Also, be mindful of running water in general, and only use what you need. Turn off the tap while you're brushing your teeth. Um, that can save a lot of water in of itself. Up to 4 or 5 gallons each time you brush your teeth. Also, buying fewer clothes, as fabric is a very water intensive industry to the manufacturing of it just utilizes a lot of water. And lastly, when you use the washing machine, to fill it up completely as opposed to half full or less. All right, so in conclusion, water is a vital natural resource in the Southwest, and we must do everything we can to protect it. The Southwest is a great place to live, but we need to radically change our water management practices due to the uprising factors that are depleting our water. In review, I took you through why water conservation in the Southwest is a big concern and why it is crucial that we step in now. Secondly, I took you through a futuristic visualization in which water scarcity in the Southwest is not a pressing issue. Lastly, I talked about what you can do to help preserve water. To wrap everything up, let's work together to protect our way of living here in the Southwest. Thank you for listening.